Hello, everyone. How are you today? Hello, hello. How's everything? How are you? How was your day? Tell me about it. Is it good? Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me well. Can you hear me?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you, Kiara. I was a little bit scared. I was like, oh my God. Okay, my dear friends, how are you? How's everything? After the storm. Okay, guys, this is our class 4. Let me show you what's our plan for today. What's the agenda? What's our class about? Here we are. Okay. Class 4 of this level B2.5. Today is September 12th. And this is our plan for today. Okay. First, we have a short warm-up for you to answer some questions related to strategies for developing multiple choice exercises. Yeah. Later, after that, we will introduce multiple choice reading strategies. So we will be talking about some tips that may function, yeah, may work very well at the moment we are reading and answering this type of questions. Okay, that's our topic today. Last night we showed you the form of the exam you guys are going to take this cycle. Yeah, so you had an overview, right? And as I told you before, we are going to check out part by part together. You will have the chance to work on some exercises. Yeah, we will also include Moodle in our classes, in some, of course. Yeah. So today we have one of those activities. Okay, after discussing the tips for reading multiple choice questions, yes, we will practice. First, we will have like a group practice together with me, okay? We will have different kind of exercises in which we are going to apply the strategies and tips we are going to discuss. And at the end of the lesson, you guys will work on Moodle on this multiple choice exercise, okay? After the practice, I can also show you the reading part of the exam again. Even though you guys had an overview yesterday, today is a good idea to focus a little bit more on the reading parts. Yeah. And that's the plan for today. I'm not sure if you have any question, any comment before we start. If you want to say anything, tell me. What are your questions, comments? No questions, no comments? Okay. So let's start with the warm up, and when we are done with it, I will check your attendance. Hello, Santiago. Okay, my dear friends, let's go. Here we are. Let me just give you, okay, give you the link and show you how it works. Okay, this is a very general thing, yes. Here we are just going to check out some skills and strategies. Yeah, maybe we identify any of them. Okay, do not worry. General questions related to reading comprehension skills. Okay, so there are like basic questions, and they have this the type of question that is multiple choice. Look, you have A, B, and C. Okay, so please read the question, mark the correct response, and then continue to the next one. Okay, when you are done, just tell me. There are only 10 questions and they are very simple. Okay, let's work on it. Tell me when you're done. You guys have the link in the chat. In question 7, there is a typing mistake. Let me show you. It says in the text, it is important to find. Okay, sorry about this mistake. So in the text, it is important to find. Okay, that's the correction of this sentence. Sorry about it. Okay. I'll check out the attendance while you guys are finishing the exercise. Karen?
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Santiago?
Your teacher.
Very good. Kiara?
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Kiara. Jorge?
Present.
Okay. Natalia?
Hello, teacher.
Very good. Thank you, Natalia. Diego?
Present teacher.
Awesome. Manuela? Manuela? Okay.
Teacher, she said she's coming.
Oh, thank you.
She's on her way to home.
Okay. Jessica?
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Catherine?
Present, miss.
Okay, awesome. Marlon? Marlon? Mandy?
Present teacher, good evening.
Okay, thank you, Mandy. Okay. Thank you, Manuel. Manuel?
Hello, teacher. Present.
Okay, very good. Maria?
Present, teacher.
Great. And Vanessa?
Present, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Perfect. How was the exercise? Very basic, right? Simple, right? Do you guys know any of those techniques? Like, for example, visualizing, predicting, yes or no? Did you use them? Yes? I hope you do. Okay, today we're going to check out what are those strategies you guys use when you are answering questions with this type of exercise. So first I want to listen to you. Yes, we have this one that is the multiple choice strategy, right? This one is when we have a question and we have multiple choices, yes, and there is one that is the correct one. Even if they are very similar or maybe they appear to be correct for us, there is only one that is, the best one and is the correct one, okay? So first I want to listen to you about the strategies or tips or things you do when you are answering this type of questions. Tell us about them. We can learn from all of you, of course, yeah, because some things that you are doing that may work very well, we may not know. So that's very good to share. Okay, so what are your strategies when you have to read a text and then you have to answer some questions this way? Volunteers? Okay, if there are no volunteers, I want to listen to Natalia. Natalia, what are your strategies? Uh-oh, but now Natalia is gone. So let's listen to Maria. Maria, what can you tell us?
Sorry, teacher, can you repeat? I have internet problems.
Don't worry. My question is about the strategies, yes, you use when you have to face this kind of exercises when reading, yes, when you have to answer questions this way. What way? In a multiple choice form, yeah, which is one question and different options, one correct answer. What do you do? What works for you? Is there any tip that you use that you can share with us?
Maybe find keywords.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, compare the answers. Mm,
Okay. Any other person who wants to share? You guys have has taken lots of different tests with this kind of strategy. I mean, not the whole thing, but at least in some exercises or skills, you have to answer questions like this. So, what are the things that work for you? Or tell me that is very difficult for you. So, yes, Manuel.
Teacher, I feel comfortable with that kind of question
Mhm.
because I think I have here the answer. So I just need to pay attention and be concentrate about the possible answer and maybe how to say descartar or
Scarf. Yeah, that's a strategy. Mhm.
okay, I start with discard someone and is easy for me. I like it.
Okay, that's a good one. Yes, so Manuela feels very sure when she does that. Yeah, because after that, she says, okay, I'm totally sure these two do not work. So now I have closer possibilities. Yeah, very good. Any other person who wants to share? Come on, guys, don't be shy. Okay, let's listen to Karen. Karen, what does it work for you? Karen, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes. What are those strategies you use when you have to answer multiple choice questions? Especially when
Okay,
you have a text to read and then you have to answer some questions based on that text. And the type of questions, yes, refer to multiple choice.
okay.
So,
I start eliminating the wrong possible answers,
okay.
and then I let the possible good ones,
Mhm.
and and then I choose between these two answers. Normally, are two answers that will be the correct. So it's more easy to me.
It's easier for you. Very good, Karen. Yeah, very similar to Manuela. Yeah, to discard is something that makes us feel good. Okay, guys, thank you so much for sharing. Now let's talk a little bit about it. Okay, let's check out what is this multiple choice strategy about and what are those tips or things we can follow, and then we will check out apart from the kind of test you guys are going to take, and we will have some exercises, yes, based on that. So let's listen to Vanessa reading what multiple choice strategy is. Vanessa, help me read this, please.
Yes, teacher. Multiple choice strategy. When readers are present with the question type, they are asked to choose one or more items from a limited list of choice. The most common is the single select multiple choice question, in which the reader is asked to select only one answer. Multiple choice question consists of a stem, the correct answer, and distraction. The stem is the initial part of the item that presents the item as a problem to be solved. A question or an incomplete statement to be completed. The options are the possible answer you can choose from, with the correct answer called the key and the incorrect answer called distractor.
Yes, all these factors. Very good. Okay, so this one explains what this one is about, right? Okay, so the stamp is like the main part. Yes, we have one correct answer and we also have some distractors, right? In some cases, we can also find one option that says all of above are correct or all of above are incorrect. Yes. So this is the structure of it, right? You already shared some of those strategies you used. Here I have some, and then I will explain them in detail, okay? So, tips for reading multiple choice questions. Oh, this comma doesn't come here. No. Here. To be successful in these types of questions, let's follow these recommendations. Here there are 5, but of course I have some other ones and yeah, explained in detail. So let's check out this. Read the question carefully. Take the time to read the complete question without jumping into the possible answers. And this is a strategy that works for all the skills. Yes, not just for reading. Okay, last night when we were talking about listening, I also told my students, well, it is very good that we know what is information we need to get from the text or from the recording, right? So if we know the questions, if we understand the instructions very, very well, it is half of the text 6 of the exercise, yeah? So we have to take the time to read the complete question. Sometimes we are just, okay, we just read one word and we just infer and we say, okay, this one. But maybe we missed important things or important words that change the whole idea, right? Okay, try to answer the question yourself before even looking at the possible answers. It makes you look in our storage, yeah, in your storage, for those knowledge you have related to the topic, yeah, and it's also easier for you to answer when you know the topic, right? So it is okay to ask yourself, answer that, and later just, check what you have in the questions or the, sorry, not questions, possible answers or distractors. Okay, make sure you eliminate options you are sure are incorrect before selecting the answer you know is correct, as Manuela and Karen do, right? Sometimes we know that I don't know, like maybe 2 or 3 or even 1, yes, option does not belong to that topic or does not answer the question, yes, or is totally different from what we are looking for. So it is okay to eliminate it, yeah. And that way we have a closer group of possibilities, okay? Read every answer option before choosing your response. Sometimes readers jump, into a possible answer and end up not selecting the correct one, as I told you. Yeah. So these tips do not refer to a specific order, of course not. They are just some strategies you can use, and some of them are the ones that you are already using, right? But this is not like you first do this and no. It's like, okay, because as you were mentioning, well, first I eliminate the ones that I'm very sure that do not belong to this part. Okay, yeah. Make predictions. Scan the answers to check if any matches your guess. Check the other answers to be sure, but you may be correct if you follow your instincts. Sometimes we have struggled, we struggle with this, right? It's like, well, I don't really find this one logical. It doesn't really, like sound good for me, but I select it. And at the end, you say, like, oh, that was not correct. And I was doubting about it. So I did not trust my instincts. Yeah, so it is okay. When, sometimes as we were talking before, our body speaks. Yeah, so it is okay to trust. Okay, my dear friends, questions about these tips? Do you think they are useful? Do you follow any of these? Tell me. If you say no, teacher, they won't work. Come on, guys, you're so quiet today. What's wrong? Thank you, Santiago, for raising your hand.
Sorry, teacher, I wasn't find my microphone. So, well, in my opinion, tips are useful. Well, you watch them or read them from a perspective to analyze. But, well, in my opinion, is something that you do as an instinct. Yeah, it's like the better option because you feel that is the better, not because it's a special technique, but is the way of the way or the easiest way to answer and get the success that you want.
Yes, I agree with you. Well, okay, give me a second, guys. I think I need to fix something here with the sound. Wait a second, please. Wait. Can you guys hear me? Is the sound okay?
Yes,
Teacher.
teacher.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for being patient. Okay, so after Santiago's intervention about these opinions, or I mean, related to these topics, we are going to go in detail, yes, a little bit more to each of them. And you guys can see if maybe they work for you, if you are already using some of them, or if you can share any other ones with your classmates. It will be very, very good, okay? So here we are. Read the entire question. So basically it's what we just mentioned, yeah, but let's see if we can get more information about it. So let's listen to Diego, please. Diego, help us read the first one, please.
Yes, teacher. Read the entire question. Read the multi-choice questions in its entire before glancing over the answer options. Students often think they know what a question is asking before reading it and jump straight to the most logical answers. This is a big mistake and can cost your daily on multiple choice exams. Read each question thoroughly before rereading answers option.
Okay, thank you so much. It always works, right? To read the entire question, especially because we are being evaluated at the level we are, right? Of course, in very, very basic questions, these ones are not necessary. Yeah, for example, if you are reading something that is very easy, it doesn't require us to just, like read the whole thing and make a deep analysis. It's just, okay, this one. Oh, sorry, Kiara? Oh, I thought you were talking to us. Kiara, can you please help us read the next one? Answer it in your mind first.
Answer it in your mind first. After reading a question, answer it in your mind before reviewing the answer options. This will help prevent you from talking yourself out of the correct answer.
Yes, as I told you, you guys can look in the storage of our brain and you may find the response. Well, not the response, the correct option, sorry. Okay, eliminate wrong answers. Let me see people who I have not listened to. Catherine, please.
Sure, miss. Eliminate wrong answers. Eliminate answer option which you are 100% sure are incorrect before selecting the answer you believe is correct, even when you believe you know the right answer. First, eliminating those answers you know are incorrect will ensure your answer choice is the correct choice.
Yes. It seems to be a very, very common one for us, right? As I have, heard you guys were talking about this car. Okay, thank you, Catherine. Read every answer option. Let's continue with Manuel, please.
Okay, teacher. Read every answer option. Read every answer option prior to choosing a final answer. This may seem like a no-brainer to some, but it's a common mistake students make. As we pointed out in the previous section, there is usually a best answer to every multiple choice question. If you could quickly assume you know the correct answer without first reading every answer option, you may end up not selecting the best answer.
Yes, thank you, Manuel. Yes, as we said before, just jump into the one that you think without checking the other ones, because there are some distractors. And maybe there are 3 similar options that may seem very, very well, like correct. But if you just select one without checking the other ones, yeah, it is possible to miss important details. Okay, answer the questions you know first. I think we do this one, right? It's like we feel very sure and we do not want to waste time. That's something that I do. Yeah, sometimes when I do not know and I know that the exam is very long, because of course teachers have to take exams as well, right? Like very often. So I know I don't want to spend long, yeah, on those ones which I am probably struggling with. So say, okay, later, yeah? And I answer the questions I know first. That way I save time. Okay, Manuel, Maria, Marlon. Can you please help us read, answer the questions you know first? Okay. If you are having difficulty answering a question, move on and come back to tackle it once you have answered all the questions you know. Tackle it is like face it, take it, right? Deal with it. Sometimes answering easier questions first can offer you insight into answering more challenging questions. Because if you start with the challenging ones, you may spend lots of time. And then sometimes we get stressed. And sometimes we are like, oh, so overwhelmed. But I understand that in the kind of formats you guys take the exams, sometimes it's not possible because you have to answer some questions before you go to the next section, right? At least the questions are in the same how can I say, like exercise, which is good. It's not like one question and then you go to the next one and cannot go back. No, that's okay. All the questions from one exercise and then you go to the next section. Yeah. But in other kinds of formats, for example, you can just select, oh, I don't want to work on this one, or no, I will just leave it to the end. Yeah. Okay. The more information, the better. Let's continue with Mandy. Mandy. Let's go.
Yes, teacher, the more information, the better.
Yes.
More often than not, the correct answer usually contains more information than the other options. This is good to know if you must guess.
If you must guess, because sometimes we don't know them all. Sometimes we are confused. Sometimes we feel like we really don't have any idea about it, and that's totally normal. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not recommending you to guess, of course not. But if that's the case, so you have to get your strategies as well, right? And one of those is this one. Yeah. So, well, the correct answer usually contains more information than the other options. So check out the one that is complete, the one that seems to be with reliable information. Yeah, if you have to guess. Okay, what else do we have? Pay attention to these words, and this one is very important. Maybe with the previous tips, you will say something like, oh, teacher, this is something we always do. Yeah, even if you didn't want to share with me, I know that you have your strategies, of course, because this is not the first time you're taking a test. No. Okay. Pay attention to these words. This is very important. Let's continue. So we have Jessica, please.
Pay attention to these words. Pay particularly close attention to the words note. Sometimes, always, and never. An answer that includes always must be irrefutable. If you can find a single counter example, then the answer is not correct. The same holds true for the word never. If an answer option includes never, a single counter example will indicate the answer is not the correct.
Thank you, Jessica. Okay, this is very important, guys. And it's not just for not, sometimes, always, and never. There are other words that may change the whole idea of the question, yes? Or which can contradict the whole part of the text. So we have to pay attention to this, yeah? We have to be very careful. Why? Especially because these words, yes, refer to generalizations. And when we are generalizing something, yeah, we are either way contradicting or supporting the whole thing, yes? So we have to be careful. For example, you say, okay, let's say Daniela always, okay? Daniela always takes the bus to school. Okay, if we say always, there is no possibility. And then in the options, you will have something like this. For example, Daniela takes the bus to school 5 days a week. And for the, I don't know, extracurricular classes, some friends take her to school. Yeah, you say always, you are contradicting because always is always, every time. No friends who take her. Yeah. And it happens with the negations as well. Yeah, for example, never. Yes, or all of her friends have a car and take her to school whenever she needs. All of her friends, but what if the text says that maybe she hangs out with Lisette, who doesn't have a car, and she also takes the bus, right? So those words change the whole thing. So we have to be very careful with them, okay? And it's usually best to stick with your first choice, but not always. Well, this is more like, this one is when this is also related to when we have to guess, when we are not very sure, when we don't have other strategies, when we don't know about the topic. Yeah, because remember, my recommendation is not guessing, just like, develop some strategies that may work for you, but sometimes we have to because we don't have any idea or because we don't have time or any other things. So let's finish reading this one and we start practicing. After Jessica, we listen to, okay, Natalia, can you read?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
It's usually best to stick with your first choice, but not always. It is the best to stick with the answer you first choose after reading the question. It is usually counterproductive to constantly second guess yourself and change your answer. However, this doesn't mean your first answer choice is necessarily the correct answer choice. While multiple choice tests aren't usually intentionally designed to trick or confuse students, they are designed to test students' knowledge and ability. To this end, the answer options provided will often include the most common wrong answers among the choice or answers that seem logical but are ultimately incorrect or the best answers.
Okay. So, as I told you, this is more like when we don't have any other choice, right? It's usually best to stick with your first choice, but not always. This is very related to the one in which we talk about trusting your instincts, yeah, your gut instincts. Sometimes we feel like, okay, maybe this one, and this is the one that sounds very well to me. This is very weird. I'm not sure about it. You had the first choice, it was the correct, but at the end you were doubting a lot and you said, no. And then you ended up just, selecting the wrong one. Okay, guys, we are ready for practicing. We are going to try to use these strategies. Yes, I have lots of exercises, but let me see what I'm doing. We are going to work together first because I want us to discuss, and later you guys can work on your individual Jackson Muro. Yes. So, okay, we have a last one here. Use the process of elimination. Using the process of elimination, cross out all the answers you know are incorrect. Yes. Then focus on the remaining answers. This is the most common one I have heard from you. Not only does this strategy save time, it really increases your likelihood of selecting the correct answer because you have a closer group of them. Yeah, it's like fewer options. Okay, I have an exercise for us to practice now. This is the text I selected. Viruses in people, viruses in computers. We are going to read the text together. I will give you some minutes for you to read the text from my screen. After that, I will give you 4 questions, only 4. These 2 and other 2. I will write them in the chat for you because you guys need the text, of course. Yeah. And then when you select the best option, you guys are going to tell me the strategies that work for you. Why do you think that's the true one? Yeah. How do you know? We can also just check out ideas from the text, yeah, that support our response. Okay. So we are going to practice, and later I will just give you some links for practicing on your own. So let's work on this. Okay, Santiago, you may read the first one, please. Viruses in people, the first paragraph. Santiago, can you hear me?
Sorry, teacher.
Okay.
I wasn't listening. I didn't listen a minute. Sorry. In people, the virus is a tiny molecule that attacks that multiplies or copies itself once inside the body. When your immune system attacks these invaders, you feel sick. Usually, your immune system can destroy the virus, and eventually, you feel better. People can take certain medicines to help themselves feel better when they have a virus. Viruses can easily be spread from person to person.
Okay, thank you, Santiago. So viruses in people. Now we have viruses in computers. Okay, let's continue. I think I already asked you all to read. Some of you didn't. Like Marlon, can you? Hello?
Hi, teacher. Yes.
Okay. Marlon,
Uh,
viruses in computers, please.
okay. Uh, Viruses in computers. In a computer, a virus is made up of lines of codes that causes a computer or computers to function in ways that are harmful. Just like in people, computers sometimes show signs of having a virus. Sometimes they work very slowly, or sometimes screen and pictures pop up that aren't supposed to. Other times, however, people don't know their computers have viruses, and these viruses can steal passwords and other important information. Certain viruses can spread from computer to computer. When a computer has a virus, programs can be used to find and destroy the virus. These programs, however, don't always work.
Okay, guys. So we have these two topics. They are part from the same text. So let's analyze something. If they are part from the same text, we may be doing comparing and contrasting, right? Because viruses in people, viruses in computer, we have similarities and also differences. So let's get ready for questions like that, okay? Questions in which we need to analyze both of them, okay? So I'm going to send you the questions in the chat. You guys will have some minutes for read again if it's necessary and select the options. But remember that the real thing I would like you to do is to analyze. Yeah, like why is it likely for you to be the correct response? Yeah, what are the strategies we can use? You can also support your answer with the text. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so give me a second. Let me share those questions with you. There are only 4 questions. Yes. Okay, first question in the chat, boys and girls. There you are. I'm sharing the second one with you. Don't worry that of course you guys can check out the text again. Just let me finish with this. And then you guys will see the text from my screen. Question number 3. And question number 4. Okay, friends? Analyze the questions, read the text again if necessary, and tell me what are your choices. Let's go. I will give you some minutes for that. There is no link for it. We just have my screen with the text. Okay, let's go. Okay, very good, guys. Thank you so much for being active and working. Awesome. Lots of you have registered your responses in the chat. Very good. And I see that it was not so like different. I mean, the ones that you guys selected. Okay, perfect. Now that, okay, it seems that you guys know the correct answer. I'm checking what you did, and I don't see any different one from the whole group of people who already sent me the responses. But it's even more important for me to listen to you. Tell me, yes, what are those strategies you guys use? How do you know? How can we support that? So let's go to the first one. Why do people begin to feel sick when they have viruses? We have the virus has multiplied, the immune system has failed, the immune system has begun attacking the virus, they have begun to take medicine to feel better. This is a question that we can also answer because of the previous knowledge we have about the topic, because the topic is not different from our real context, right? So let's talk about that. Let's have an informal conversation about that. Let's just tell, you can tell me, teacher, that's very easy. Yeah, who doesn't know about viruses and what they do to our body? Oh yeah, that's also one of the strategies, and is to trust the previous knowledge we have about the topic, right? So I want to listen to you because you guys selected, I mean, like most of you, now all of you selected C. Oh, I see one different one here. Well, now I see different ones. Oh no, yeah, because you guys selected C and D, basically those. C, the immune system has begun attacking the virus, and D, they have begun to take medicine to feel better. So this is a very interesting exercise because we have two options that are, you know, like very reliable. I will say that. Okay, guys, come on. Tell me, why do you select C, why D? How can you support? Thank you, Santiago. Go ahead.
Well, teacher, I select the option C because, well, according to the test, uh, well, the 8 couldn't be the correct option because the virus has multiplied. You can continue living what without realize that you have a virus, even if it multiplies within you, no? And the letter B, and well, if the text doesn't mention something about what happens if the immune system failed in achieving his labor, no, his work. And well, the C is the more logic because mentioned exactly the same words in the in in the test. And the letter D couldn't be because it's what happens after you feel sick.
Yes, very good. Thank you for telling us or giving us like the whole analysis of the four of them. Very good. Thank you, Santiago. Is there any other person who wants to share their reasons why you selected the one you did? Come on, guys. Okay. So here we are with the explanation and theme. Even if all the statements can be logical, yes, according to the text, sickness comes because of our immune system is attacking the invaders. Therefore, the correct response should be option C. Okay. So let me see what you guys selected. Most of you C and D. Very good, you guys were right. And I'm so glad that you guys can talk about how you support your answer. Yeah, because of course the exercise may seem very easy and simple. Yeah, oh yeah, this is, we know the answer. Yeah, but what is important for me and for us, yes, is that you guys can produce, yeah, can talk, yes. That's what I want you to do. Okay, what happens when a computer has a virus? As well as the previous one, this is something we like pretty much know, yeah? So we can basically answer the question from the things we know, yes? But we also need to stick to the ideas we take from the text to support our choice. So let me see, what's the balance from your answers? For the second one, most of you selected D. If I'm not wrong, I will say all of you. All of you. Is there any person who tell us why? Why D?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
I choose the letter D because in the text say and the 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 effects that computer has when when has a virus, and all these options there are the effects.
Very good, Karen. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. And that's right. Karen is right, of course. All the statements are mentioned in the excerpt. Excerpt is like the part of the text, yeah? The correct answer is D because as your classmate said, all of these are part of the ideas that support that in the text and they are logical, they are true. Yes? Okay, very good, guys. We have these last three. Programs used to destroy computer viruses always work, never work, sometimes work, and are not real. So here we have one of the sentences, or not sentences, sorry, questions in which I told you to be careful with those words that may change the whole thing, okay? From your responses, we have that, okay, C, all of you. All of you selected C. So any of you who please tell us why. Come on. Why did you select that one? You can just use your basic vocabulary and simple ideas for saying that. You say teacher because sometimes they don't work. That's it. Yeah. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So we cannot say always to just generalize all the times. Yeah. And we cannot say never because sometimes they do. Right? Simple. Okay, here we are. The expression don't always work helps us imply that the most suitable answer is C. Don't always work. This is what we have in the text. Let's go back. Sorry, Vanessa. What do you want to say, Vanessa?
Teacher, some of the answer thing.
Okay, we are all ears.
For me, because it sometimes work because program used to eliminate computer virus can be effective in some case, but they don't always work successful on mobile. Because the effectiveness of this program can depend on factors such as the type of virus, computer security, and others variables.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Very good. Yes, very good. Okay, yeah, look at here. Don't always work. If it's like the idea don't always work, it means that sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So we cannot use always and we cannot use never because they are very extreme. Always is all the times, never is 0 times. So they don't work like that. Yes? Okay, very easy. And the last one, what is not true about viruses? Sometimes people don't know their computers have viruses. A person's immune system can usually destroy a virus. Some viruses can spread from computer to computer. They cannot be spread from person to person. And you go, okay, thank you, Catherine, for explaining. Awesome.
Miss, I put letter D because in the text, they say A, B, C. Sometimes people don't know their computer have viruses. A person's immune system can usually destroy a virus, and some viruses can spread from a computer to computer. So the not true is, for me, letter D.
Thank you, Catherine. Yes, and your classmates also selected letter D. And your reason is very, very good and well stated. So we have here, the first three statements are mentioned in the article. However, option D states a fact that we know is false. Yes, both from the story and from our personal knowledge. Yeah, so we can also contrast. Yes, contrast the information. Okay, my dear friends, that was something for us to help us, like develop or strengthen our strategies for these kind of questions. Now you guys have this very short exercise. It has like different kinds of text, yeah, different themes, and you have this multiple choice kind of exercise. So you're going to work on this. Okay, and then we will work on Moodle, and I have it not at the end of the lesson because I really need you and want you to do it in class. Okay, so let's work on this one first, and then we have the Moodle one, and if we have time we can also work on some discussions, because you have been so quiet today. Not all of you, I'm kidding. Okay. You guys have it in the chat. Let's work on it. Okay, there you are, guys. Are you guys done?
No, teacher, 1 minute, please.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, guys, sorry for interrupting you. I would like us to check out something before you start working on Moodle. This is very similar to the format you guys have for this cycle, yeah, to the test. So let's check out only the part one of the reading, which is the one that has multiple choice. Yes, let me show you a similar exercise. Well, this one. Okay, part one of reading and use of English, which is the longest part of the test. Yeah. Look, for questions 1 to 8, read the text below and decide which answer from A, B, C, or D. We are not going to work on this. No, we are just going to check out some strategies. In this one, you have 4 options. Yes. So here we have some tips for just this part 1. Okay, here we are. Read the text, ignoring the gaps. Yeah. What for? To get a general understanding. So you read it, and that way you are just, like having the general understanding of the text. Yes, because it is not disconnected. It is a whole thing. And you are also using previous knowledge, and you are also trying to identify the category of the words. Yeah, it's like something we do when we read it all. Only one of the options from A to D fits the gap. Only one. So you guys have to use all the strategies which previously mentioned. Check the words before and after the gap. That way, you guys know what is the best one that fits in here, yeah? Because some words can only be followed by one particular preposition. Or some words that are before the gap refer to auxiliary verbs. And that gives you a clear idea about the word that you need to put there. Yeah, it is very important that you guys know and understand the parts of speech. Yeah, those words and how they function, if they are interjections or conjunctions or prepositions, or if this refers to a phrasal verb. Yeah, okay. That way, you guys have a better understanding of it and can look for the best one to fit there. Some questions focus on linking words and so test your understanding of the whole passage. If you are not sure which word to choose, decide which options are clearly wrong, as we have been mentioning the whole night. That is, discarded. Yeah. Where am I? Yes. Okay. If you're still not sure, you should guess. That's the last option. You do not lose marks for wrong answers, and your guess may be right. In this kind of test, you do not lose marks for wrong answers. Sometimes we are very scared because in some tests we are penalized if we do not mark the responses or if we mark the wrong ones. Yeah, so that's very bad. But in this case, it is not like that. So you can guess. Yeah, it may be right. What's going on in the chat? Oh, thank you for sharing your score. When you have finished, read your completed text again and check that it makes sense to you. Because as we said, and I told you, and these tips said, it is a whole thing. Yes, it is a whole passage. It's not just disconnected ideas. Okay, guys, no more themes. Now is your time. I really want you to take advantage of the time. So please, let me send you here in the chat what is the activity you guys are going to work on, and let me show you. Okay, yes. Let me show you the picture here. You guys go to Moodle, please, and go to test 1. Yes, that's the first one. Go to the reading section and find part 3, multiple matching. Okay, go please and work on that. Questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, we are ready. Let's go.
Teacher, sorry. Could you please share the activity again? No. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Natalia, don't worry. There you are. Okay, guys. This is the end of our meeting today. I was just checking how you guys went with the activity. Let me just. And there are only 3 people who have finished it or taken it. Guys, remember this is part of our scores, yeah, for the classwork. So please work on it today, okay? Yes, because I gave you plenty of time. I gave you 20 minutes. Yeah, I was kind of flexible with it. The idea is that you work on it. If you are working now, maybe you can take some more minutes for finishing. I just have Karen's, Natalia's, and Diego's, no more. The rest of you are supposed to finish it as well, okay? Santiago, yes, what's the question?
What's the question was, what is the deadline? But well, we had to do it because
Yeah.
it's good.
Um,
I had a problem that is that I don't have internet in my house, so the
okay.
there is some work, and
Okay.
I entered from myself, and I can't work properly in the platform, so through my cell phone.
Okay, so I guess you guys need a little bit more time. Let me tell you something very quickly, okay? Last night, teacher Laura and I were discussing about that because I was like uploading some scores, yeah, from the other group, from the activity we took last week with the mural, and we saw that 6 people did not work on that, and that was, yesterday was Monday, and that one was last Thursday. So we were trying, like to make decisions about these things because these activities are for the class. So I really want you to work on them and be aware that we also have those like strict calendars, okay? But yes, Santiago, of course you can. So let's work on it until tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Okay, I will give you a reminder in our WhatsApp group, but please catch up with it. Okay. Guys, have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take
Good
care.
night, teacher.
Okay. Have a good night too, Manuela. Thank you.